nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WUB. And all the things that will happen under God blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Believe our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WUB. And all the things that will happen under God blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show, my people. Believe our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WUB. And all the things that will happen under God blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place of calling. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving.
Good morning, Belize. Welcome to the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Tuesday morning, the 10th of February 2026. And wherever you are this morning, we hope into the house, whether you're listening to the radio, watching XTV, got us on your apps or social media streams or simulcast coverage. We've got some warm-ups for you, so we got some morning news. But before all of that, we've got your weather update from the National Met Service. We've got forecaster Crystal Gonzalez. Let's find out what kind of weather we can expect.
And then in the 24-hour forecast, skies will be mostly sunny today, then clear to partly cloudy tonight, and only isolated showers, if any, are expected. High temperatures will reach around 81 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 85 inland, then 72 in the hills. Low temperatures for tonight will reach around 70 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 63 inland, then 57 up in the mountains. Winds over the open sea will be from the east at 5 to 15 knots, with sea conditions being light chop, then becoming moderate tonight. Then low tides occur at 9:24 this morning and at 12:27 tomorrow morning. High tides at 3:51 this afternoon, then at 7:07 tomorrow morning. The sun will rise at 6:21 this morning, then set at 5:52 this evening, while moonset is at 12:12 this afternoon and moonrise at 1:44 tomorrow morning. And now for the extended forecast. Mainly fair conditions with only isolated showers are expected for Wednesday. Then on Wednesday night, there will be cloudy spells with isolated showers or light rain affecting mostly coastal and offshore areas. And finally for the sargassum update. Latest satellite imagery show limited sargassum near the coast of Belize. However, a few mats were spotted over the Gulf of Honduras, and these mats are forecasted to approach southern Belize during the next few days. This has been this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
The Belize National Teachers Union, BNTU, is still moving ahead to obtain a mandate from its membership on whether or not they wish to demonstrate regarding BTL's intended SpeedNet. This is notwithstanding the announcement Friday in the House of Representatives that the Prime Minister has ordered a pause on the discussions to allow for public consultation and for the SSB board to arrive at a position. After a sensitization session last week, Wednesday, polls were opened on Friday and remain open. Here's BNTU President Nadia Martin Callis addressing her members on Sunday night.
Last week we started the education process, and every president received the information sheet that looks at the pros and cons, and then we had the online meeting, again giving membership the opportunity to ask questions. The polls were open on Friday, and they are still open. And the Council of Management strongly believes that we need to get a mandate from our membership before we can say to the NTUCB that the BNTU membership will engage in any form of industrial action that you call. Yes, on Friday, it was announced in the House that the entire process is on pause. The Council strongly believes that we need that mandate. Whether it's yes, whether it's no, we still need that mandate. And if the mandate is yes, while the consultation process is going on, if it's flawed, we call on you once the NTUCB call on its affiliates to engage. As your president, I'm given the task to remind you that your vote matters. If it's a yes, if it's a no, we will respect it. But the BMTU has a platform called Stand Up for Belize. Teachers got your back. And it's under that platform that we support the actions of the NTUCB. Now, whether we're going to be out there physically is up to you. But we do need answers. As Belizeans, we do need answers. We do need to know that if what they're saying is true, telling us it's a good deal is not enough. Showing us the information to determine if it's a good deal is what the NTUCB wants. So the BNTU stands with the NTUCB.
Minister Usher says he was unaware of the SpeedNet 1 year of audited financials to BTL. Belize Media Limited made its presentations to Cabinet on its intended acquisition of SpeedNet a couple of weeks ago. However, on Friday when we spoke with Minister Henry Usher, he said it was the first time he was hearing that SpeedNet has only provided 1 year of audited financials to BTL. As someone who has been involved in the financial sector due to his ties to the largest credit union in Belize, we asked how he viewed this lack of data that others have frowned upon.
I think that, I don't know if that's the case. That's something new that I'm hearing now. But certainly it's important, like I said, for everybody to hear our sides of this particular issue.
Sir, but if that required information has not been provided, don't you think that leads to mistrust?
Sometimes you answer your own question, Mary.
So then, yes.
I think what is important is that the information is put out there.
And then Minister Spat says he'd recuse himself, in a sense, from putting out a statement along with the the Western.
Is made by the Social Security Board, by the BTL Board. It's not is made by the Social Security Board, by the BTL Board. It's not a decision for the government to release.
Sir, but the chamber is saying that there hasn't been sufficient information provided even after BTL has presented to them.
Well, I think if that's the chamber's position, then we have to respect that position. But I don't know what all was provided to them.
It appears the SSB is saying likewise that they are doing their due diligence because the sufficient financial information hasn't been provided to them likewise.
Same answer. That's their prerogative to make that statement, but I don't know what was presented to them.
Different sectors of society are saying that it should be a policy decision, especially because the government owns majority shares in BTL, however.
The people of Belize own majority shares in BTL.
Precisely.
And
so
that's
it
why
should
the
be a
people of
policy
Belize
decision.
have to know the information and they have to be able to make up their minds.
Cabinet Minister Anthony Marler, executive of SpeedNet, he himself was not present for the cabinet presentation by Belize Telemedia Limited on the company's intended acquisition of SpeedNet. However, the minister says he has long supported consolidation, but he was asked if SpeedNet is worth the $80 million, which is the publicized price tag in the deal.
I said this many years ago, just being a part of telecoms for a long time, that there has to be consolidation for growth of any company. The technology is coming out, the modernization of infrastructure that's needed, and these things are consistent, they're capital intensive, and so the nature of the business just being focused primarily on data, because all the traditional revenue streams have gone away for the most part. So traditional voice, traditional SMS, traditional everything else other than data, that's where it is right now in terms of revenue streams. And now how it's done, that's a different thing. I think there should have been much more consultation before. They should have been open with the information being put out. But there are experts to do those things and to put those types of deals. But mergers and acquisitions happen. It's just not a part of our culture here in Belize, but that happens everywhere in the world. Now, I can tell you when I was at SpeedNet, the value of it was 75 million, and so over time, and I've been out of it for about 6 years now almost, and so the value probably would have gone up a little bit, but just count the number of base stations or sites that they have across the country, multiply it by anywhere, if you lowball it to 300,000 per site, which it's more than that. When I was a part of that process, sites could have gotten up to $1 million, depending on the land that you need to purchase and how big the tower is going to be and the infrastructure that you're going to put on it. So, I mean, sometimes everybody wants to be negative. This project here had some level of negativity towards it, but when you look at it, it enhances the area, right? So if we were just to say here, everybody's going to be negative and we're not going to do something because they're negative towards it for whatever reason, then nothing would happen anywhere in this world or in this country. And so sometimes leaders have to lead. You have to take your lumps. Now, like I said, I think it was handled badly from day one, and they have to do better.
In other news, on Friday we reported on the detention of Desmond Tillett, a resident of Belmopan and the older brother of Joseph Budner, who was detained reportedly for an investigation into a cybercrime. On the Ryan Budner Facebook page, it was explained that Tillett was detained because the police believed that he was the one posting on Budner's page. Though we requested formal confirmation from police, none was provided. However, sources confirmed the detention. Tillett was not released until after 10 Friday night after a search at his home. At Monday's police briefing, ASP Stacey Smith said his detention was part of a lawful investigation.
As it relates to the detention of Mr. Tillett, I will confirm that he was detained and his detention was pursuant to a lawful investigation that was done in the course of an investigation. That is the extent of the information that I will provide, because as I stated, it's an ongoing investigation, and maybe Mr. Tillett will be able to provide you guys with further information. I must also add that Mr. Tillett was cooperative during the course of the investigation. An interview was done with him and he was subsequently released.
And that ends the morning news update here inside the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We'll take ourselves a small break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to open up for the business of conversation. This is Creme Radio and XTV, Belize's premier morning conversation, the WUB. We'll be right back.
Informative, accurate, current information. Crem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.
Areas. Number 3 areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show of people. Belize our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here.
All right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. You're just joining us. Well, you're just in time for the action part, but you missed the warm-ups. That means you don't know the weather, you don't have the news. So I've got to remind you, the show begins at 6:30. But we're still glad to have you with us. Those who've been here since 6:30, we're glad that you are early comers, and that's what we prefer. Get the full experience. WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. I'm Mose. If you're just joining us again, here on Creme Radio and XTV, and in case you are a stranger to this, let me just tell you, this is a morning conversation. It happens Monday to Friday, and it's built around you participating, engaging, expressing thoughts, views, and all that great stuff. All right? We have our first call. Creme, good morning, WB.
Brother Mose, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, morning. Yes.
Oh, I'm barely hearing you.
I don't understand how I don't exactly have some kind of whisper voice.
I really not getting you, but
I don't understand. I am talking right up into the phone, bro.
Unless I change my phone, it's at home phone long distance. I don't know. I want to try it, but you getting me though?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My friend, I call to say, I dislike how roads are being constructed or reconstructed or recapped in Belize City. Currently, then they recap Mose Lane with concrete. Very good. Congratulations. But please, man, for God's sake, man, at a time, my friends, please, another try pontify myself that I know it all and I would have done things different, man. But please, man, common intelligence. At a time when classes are conducted, my friend, and a heavy drop-off of pickup and taking down, transporting kids to and fro, and people's going to the bank, and people's going to Mose Lane, and what makes matters worse, there are very, very worse. All right, that's a failure to place sidewalks, my friend. We build roads, road surfaces, and nothing for pedestrians. What happen? Pedestrians now are a member of the road traffic. They don't make out of iron. They're not the first ones we for protect because they make out of flesh. Why they couldn't wait for Easter when the movements they at its lowest, maybe at 2% compared to what it is today, and then do it, You see, but for ever since that's what they do in Belize City, and they place sidewalks with very seldom pedestrian walk. And we're part of look on that at the cry for about 300 years from people in general, man, with the campaign when we pave streets like that, man, with the campaign. Anyway, Brother Mose, that's all I'm call from my friend. Thanks very much. Have a great day.
Yeah, that is one of our esteemed callers, very dear friend. So to his family and to Miss Sandra Correa, condolences to you on the passing of Mr. Burgos. So we also want to take the opportunity to just give thanks to Sister Yaya for holding the fort yesterday. Thank you very much. Spoiling me, having my back because of my excesses over the weekend. But thank you, nonetheless. Again, just to repeat, we don't come here in the mornings because we are trying to make any big presentation, make a sermon, preach. This is not a pulpit. This is designed to be built around conversation, reasoning, exchange of views and thoughts. And in case you are unaware, that can't happen with one person. You need to have multiple persons for you to have that conversation. And so we invite you to make sure that that happens every weekday morning. So I do that. I want to just start off. I kind of was tracking the news, and there is this report commissioned by his attorneys, and that matter is going to be weighed. And it's one of those cases that, you know, it's like there's so many. Unfortunately, like, again, we know that for the past couple of decades, we are averaging in excess of 100 murders. So there are murders and murders and murders and murders. Or if we look at it statistically, Belize, for the last maybe 2.5 to 3 decades, we are averaging a murder every 3 days. That's consistency. It's one of the things we've been, unfortunately, very consistent with. We come over the weekend and we find out that what was once considered little areas of peace and calm from all of the madness that happens in the rest of the country, a double murder site. And of course, they say the police are saying it could be drug related. In Punta Gorda, I recall some years ago going to Punta Gorda, and I told my good brother Will, I said, you know, coming to Punta Gorda, especially I think it was like this was like maybe about 16, 18 years ago, and going to the marketplace on a Saturday morning by the park, Kaleidoscope, Energy and Cultures, it's a very there's an intense cultural convergence that happens in Punta Gorda, and it's beautiful to experience. And I said, you know, it feels like I have gone through a time machine. I feel like it's like I have gone into Belize City in the late 80s, early 90s. But I have a call. Krem, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Mose.
Good morning.
Good morning, Belize.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mose. I've experienced it too in Punta Gorda. The market is very beautiful and active, and all different cultures is there. Mm-hmm. But Mose, I don't call for that this morning. Mm-hmm. I call for bonfire. Mm-hmm. And this Taliban man will assist still run Taliban back a Martin, yeah. Mm-hmm. Pan the Mahagani will get charged.
We feel like the bad guy looks a certain way. We feel like the threat looks a certain way. We see somebody we're dressed different. We feel like, oh, that's not the person we're doing anything. I'm not saying here, I completely back up what you're saying because I'm familiar with the case. When it initially happened, we said, listen, from what we understand, there is an association that you know controls the Dalavanting on Mahogany Street. While we are not in the business of convicting. That's what the court does. If there is a charge of this nature, you are not allowed to continue to do until you are exonerated of that charge. It's like if you're a school teacher, we have the same complaint with somebody who's a school teacher. If a school teacher is charged with, you know, an allegation that they had inappropriate, the authorities have responsibility for act. But the community have to act in their own interest. So, and if you have one child, one minor, and you know, we don't have a picture of the person. But I would have to assume.
Most people know.
But I would have to assume.
They show up before on the news.
So then one has to say, well, why would you allow your child to get into that vehicle?
All of that I said to Mose. I said the community, and then the vehicle always back, and people know where he did. So that like then the supporters too.
We know what the allegation is.
We shall boycott for him, Dalaban, not for him, Dalaban, not at all.
Yeah. So I completely agree with your sister. Like
burning out of this community, the guy in an empire, he's a Guatemalan. And me like to see him every day, every minute they pass up and down. I got kids in a vehicle because we don't know what kind of Where you do? Because most one time me in a vehicle and I pass out a young lady and I put her in a check and it put me out of the vehicle, stop the Dalavan and put me out because I put her in a check.
Yeah.
You understand me? And I like him, they force this young lady and they pressure this young lady and they tell her about $2 say pay Dalavan when the young lady they tell her she been the pay $1. I like it put pressure on her, pay her pressure, but I think that they usually do too with the kids.
Yeah, we have said that predators are very smart. They know they know where weak fences are. They know where the vulnerable are, and they know how to use their power advantage. I have a
they like the flashy money.
I have a
information.
My statement has to be processed, and it has to be the information and my statement has to reach a certain level of legit. How do you still remain? You say, well, man for it. Well, how do you still remain? You say, well, man for it. Well, no, because we don't know whether or not you're a threat to children. Yes, go and eat, go plant something, go, you know, but you know the business of using your vehicle and still carry around people and carry around minors, like that is unacceptable to me. Like that common sense.
Unacceptable to me, upset me most because just like our police, they put interdiction when they investigate me. Right, so he's supposed to put interdiction. Another drive, not have him supposed to get his license take away. I think cousin ain't supposed to drive taxi neither.
Yeah, I can't understand how you bring a charge on an individual for using a vehicle and assaulting one of the passengers.
And most, by the time you take that young lady somewhere else, it was a kidnapping action.
Again, I can't understand how you get charged for that and you're allowed to continue to just do business as usual. One would think that your license would be held until such a time. Like, I can't understand that kind of, in my view, negligence. The state, the authorities have a responsibility for step on that.
Exactly.
And then if the authorities fail, then we have to do for we part to say, yeah, well, if you don't know to protect, we have to protect ourselves, and we have to put up some posters on the lamppost and tell children, do not get into this vehicle.
Exactly. I would do it too. I'll be the first to start. And okay.
But that's what has to happen, because if you're telling me that he's up and down on Mahogany Street every day and you got minors in the vehicle, then it means that the authorities basically no give a damn. So
exactly.
So now the community have to say, okay, well, that no work. You know, like when you've been, again, I want it to be clear. To be charged with a crime is not to be convicted of a crime, but to be charged with a crime is still a serious thing. We don't know, and you know, and right now the word is somebody is saying that you are a predator. Somebody is saying that you are a threat to the well-being of all the minors you come in contact with. So we cannot take any chances with you.
For myself and telling you certain things, and I saw sometimes I back off, sometimes I back off.
You think of a 14-year-old?
That too.
We think of a 14-year-old.
Exactly, we think of a 14-year-old. I scared sometimes, but I just put up my bravery. Make them get some words where, but I scare them off and then I know, well, she don't have to play with so easy and back off. But then kids sometimes, they're scared, they're scared and then they won't say nothing. So,
yeah, I'm glad you called again.
To our kids.
Yeah.
Don't say it, Mose. Have a blessed day.
All right, respect. Bye. Yeah, so our telephone number 280-5848. Again, I didn't say it earlier, you are not obligated to speak on things that I am speaking about. You are entitled to introduce matters of concern to you. All right? Just use engagement. Someone might hear we say it all the time. That means we don't have some new person out there. Make them know. Call when you want. Speak when what you want to speak with. We have a call. Krem, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You're listening through your device. You need to listen through the phone.
Morning.
Yeah, speak to us through the phone, bro. You got to listen to me through the phone. You got to turn down your device and just listen to me through the phone, or else we can't talk. All right. Again, a thing that we have to repeat often. When you call into the show, yes, you might be listening to us on your radio, or your TV, or your computer, or your phone, whatever device you're using. More than likely, there's a delay. By the time we are talking here, that the time it takes to reach you where you are via your device, and call it latency. If you listen to us on that device and try to talk to us at the same time on your phone, disconnect. It doesn't work. Turn on the volume on your device and listen to us speak to you on the phone. So it's real time and our conversation can work. All right? Good morning, WB.
Yeah, morning, Mose.
Yes.
I think that whether they get me to say they should have.
And then you can't just do it, and you can't just do it at the same time. The problem, the authorities have a responsibility for act though, because let's say the community, Mahogany Street, Martin's community, does that, takes its defense in its own hands and prevents this person from operating in their space. There's nothing preventing said individual from going into another part of the community, into another neighborhood and doing his business. So the authorities have to look at this and say, okay, what is the problem here? If we have somebody that
complete it and just put out, you know,
it's not like if somebody is charged
or something.
If somebody is charged with this offense and they know you know, whatever type of work they do.
You don't
tread. The nature of your business is so that people get into your vehicle, into a space that they can become captives in. The charge against you is that a passenger got into doing a business where potentially you could end up be one threat. For doing a business where potentially you could end up be one threat to other people's well-being. And if you get charged with using your vehicle as a part of your violation and your assault, the authorities just can't accept the fact that you're going right back to your vehicle until the matter go to court, however long it takes, just continue to run people. Because we don't know if this is not your true nature. We don't know, but having somebody make a statement of that kind against you, in the meantime, disqualifies you from doing that kind of work. To me, that is really common sense. And why that would not have been the approach, I don't know. It should be. 21 minutes after 7 o'clock. This is the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. The telephone number is 280-5848. That is a live line for you to participate in the conversation. And let me just make this point about the Elmanat trial. And I was speaking about just how constantly we have murders. So we generally have to move on as is the norm. There are very few murders where people are charged and convicted. We know that this is a huge problem. We don't find and hold people accountable for taking the life or lives of other human beings. As a society, we have not figured that out. That means that most people who have murdered have continued to do and live and be with us. We are walking around, living with, hanging around with, maybe even know well, having conversations, maybe even, we don't even know. We are living around murderers because most who kill never face any punishment for doing it. A huge problem. Murders have become widespread to the point where now, just coming off the weekend, we hear double murder in Punta Gorda, and it's like, 25 years ago, a double murder in Punta Gorda would cause everybody to just stop. Where? What? A double murder in Punta Gorda is like, well, that's just how it goes. And you tag it drug related and, oh, drug related. Move on. Business as usual. So, there's a certain level of discomfort in holding up any one particular murder case and looking at it, because everybody life is valuable, priceless. People are affected by their deaths in so many unpleasant ways, and it's real. So just as how we have people walking around here, so many of us walk around every day now holding on to a loved one that was brutally taken away. We have a lot of grief. We're a grief-stricken place. Any place where consistently for almost 30 years we have averaged a murder every 3 days, we have a lot of grief-stricken people who are carrying around the pain of that loss. And so, when you start to talk about murders and everything, it's like, it's not a disrespect or saying that, oh, well, this one is the one we want to talk about. And for full disclosure, the sister who was murdered on that Christmas Eve in the triple murder in the capital city is a cousin of mine. I didn't know her that well, but her dad and I know very well, but I didn't know her. The reality though is that this case is a sensational case, because a police officer, well-known police officer, who has been in other trouble, was charged with a triple murder, of carrying out a triple assassination, because it wasn't a robbery. There's nobody that has suggested that there was any previous, this wasn't a case where there was a quarrel going on between this officer and these three individuals. What the state, what the law and the prosecution is saying essentially is that this was a hit. We have never been, from a law enforcement perspective, concerned about who arranged or who conspired for the hit. We leave it right there at the hit. And so we have this officer who has been charged. And it reached a point where we've had, I believe, FBI involvement, experts looking at video footage, and that's the level at which this case has gone. And so this is a very serious case, and we now hear that there is a no case submission being made, and the argument being made by the defense attorney is that the process of identification is inadequate, it's flawed, the case should be, and so that matter is going to be determined. Now, unfortunately, we only experience what's going on in court through very brief reports, just kind of more updates. There is no breakdown, legal analysis on a day-to-day basis when these trials are going on, the kind you would see for a case of this magnitude in other countries. That has not been the kind of reporting that we have gotten. I think we kind of had that kind of reporting going on when we had the trial for the murder of the teenage boy in Placencia, and that had been reduced to manslaughter, and that was a very high profile case where the family of that child had actually hired one of the lead